And welcome back to Victory Field. Game 2 of the doubleheaders. Watertown will be welcoming Melrose. Got little Friday night lights on the baseball diamond. So it is senior night for the Raiders. 6 seniors will be playing their last game here at Victory Field unless Watertown is able to get a home game in the MIA tournament, but that is looking unlikely. Benjamin Fendetti, Nicholas McDermott, George Darmody, Chris Iannetta, Ruben Sara, and David Olette are your seniors. That's a big senior class for a relatively small baseball roster. Head coach Jaron Manukian really relies on Iannetta, Sara, and Olette as kind of the stalemates and the backbone to this team. So getting to the starting lineup for Melrose will be McDonough, McGuire, and Crovo coming up in this as that first pitch is going to be in there for a strike. Defensively, David Olette's on the mound, Brennan Cook's behind the plate, Ruben Sara and Fendetti are on the corners, and McDermott and Hatfield are the middle infielders. Left to right, going from left field to right field. That second pitch is going to be outside, even at 1-1. DeRocher, Iannetta, and Darmody. And then finishing out the starting lineup for Melrose, Kelly batting 4th, Gorman batting 5th, Leeper batting 6th. That pitch is going to be outside for ball 2. Morrissey batting 6th, or 7th, excuse me. Robertson is 8th, and Wickerson is 9th. So 3-1, Olette falling behind to McDonough. And that's in there for a strike. Full count now. Olette battling back. Gets the starting nod on senior night. As you can see, the banners being held at the top as that pitch is going to be fouled back. At the top of the backstop, right above home plate. So full count now. Watertown 5-11 on the year. Really struggled, especially defensively. And that's going to be ball 4. It's not the way you want to start the game. An opening walk for Melrose. McDonough didn't really seem like he was overly aggressive in that at bat, looking for a walk. Watertown's 4-5 at home field. 1-6 on the road. Last game out, they lost 5-0 to Melrose. Got pretty much dominated. The combination of Hurley and Coombs, who went 6 in the 3rd innings, were just too much for Watertown. They only allowed 4 hits combined. A relief pitcher that came in at the top of the 6th, the pickoff attempt gets back. Got shelled, he got pulled out. Coombs came in for relief duty, closed the door. Pedro Benitez, though, struggled in the 1st inning, but went the distance and put together a pretty good effort for Watertown. Had a couple defensive mishaps that led to 2 earned runs as the pitch, Olette cannot find the zone. He is very sporadic to start the game. And then offensively, I mean, you don't score any runs, can't get a lot of highlights, but Ruben Sara had 2 hits. Benjamin Fendetti got on twice, and that's about the extent. And that pitch is going to be high, not a pitch out. So Olette really, really struggling to find the zone. As you can see, everything's high, especially to McGuire, who's playing right field for Melrose. The 2-0 pitch is going to be low, not close. So that's going to be, correction, that's actually going to be ball 4. So back-to-back walks. Probably the worst way you could start a game. Besides letting up a home run, of course, you want to let Melrose earn the base runners. You don't want to just give them away for free. Olette just kind of needs to calm down, find his groove. That's a good first pitch in there for a strike. Throwing the first pitch strike is so crucial for a pitcher. Especially if hitters are going to be reluctant, you want to get ahead in the count, then you can mix it up, go with the curveball, which you tried to do there. Just didn't get the grip on it, didn't get the movement. So it's high in the zone, even at 1-1. But on the flip side, as a hitter, I always was taught, majority of the time, the best pitch to hit is going to be that first pitch. 1-1 pitch, swung on and fouled back to the backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Olette getting ahead of Crovo, who's playing second base today for Melrose. Runners at first and second, no outs, 1 and 2. That one's going to be hit, fouled back. So the temperature and the weather's really leveled out a little bit. Started out horrible all day, rainy, cloudy. Halfway through the cross game, the weather took a turn for the best. Now it's actually a beautiful day as that one's fouled against the backstop at 1 and 2. Brendan Cook going to come out and have a conversation with Olette. He has not started the way that they would envision. Finds himself in a jam, and it's all self-inflicted wounds as back-to-back walks. But now he's ahead in the count on Crovo. Haven't really seen him mix in that curveball. Just mainly trying to find a foothold here in this game. 1 and 2 count now. And goes with the curveball outside. Black doesn't get the call. 2 and 2. Watertown 1 and 4 in their last 5 games. Only win came against Woburn. That one's fouled back on May 9th. Started out, they lost to Lexington 11-0. 3-0 loss at Belmont. They, like I said previously, beat Woburn, and it's been back-to-back losses. 8-1 loss to Stoneham and a 5-0 loss to Wakefield. That one's going to be hit, and that one's going to be in there for a single. Darmody's going to get underneath it. Runner's going to come around third base. Relay throw in for Sara. He hesitated, and that cost him a run. Kind of double pumped instead of just completely going home with it. So that's going to be an RBI single. Runners are still going to be at first and second. McGuire did not advance past second base. So McDonough comes around to score. Crovo gets a hit. Melrose already on the board and looking for more. And here's their number 4 hitter, the cleanup hitter, Harry Kelly, the designated hitter. Swings at the first pitch, and that's fouled against the backstop. 0-1 is your count. So it's been an unfortunate theme the last couple games. Watertown allows a couple runs to start the game. They're already in a hole, and they've done so here. Curveball, just high. Olette working to try to get that, find control and find leverage on that. His release point's a little too high. Also, just sometimes you just have a baseball, can't get a good grip on it as he's going to step off the mound. I mean, you can tell when it comes out of your hand whether it's going to be, you're going to get a good spin on it or not. That one's going to be high, 2-1. So he gets behind Kelly. Kelly will be followed by Gorman and Lepler. Steps off the mound. Everyone gets back. So on the RBI single for Crovo. Crovo's at first base. McGuire's at second. That one's going to be hit. And that one's going to be hit deep. Ionetta Camps underneath it. And we'll make the play and throw it in. I mean, that was hit pretty deep. Surprised McGuire didn't try to tag on that. Try to get to third base. His third base coach is not happy with him on that. So here's Gorman playing left field. 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position. Olette gets a sign from Cook. Throws, that one's going to be high, and Olette comes up limping. Grabbing that right ankle. Head coach Aaron Manuki and the trainer going to come out and have a quick chat with him on this. And he looks like to be in a lot of pain. We're going to take a quick break. This could be a very unfortunate situation happening here. Olette, one of their best pitchers, trying to shake it off. We'll be right back after this. So amazingly, Olette's night is done. Chris Iannetta will be coming into pitch. Watertown has to go to their best pitcher, their best starter in this game. They're already in a jam. So both runners on are going to be Olette's. He's already had one earned run. So he went a third of an inning. Allowed one hit, 2 walks, and only got 1 out. So really unfortunate circumstances here for Watertown as they have to go to their best pitcher. Pretty much is going to get a start, and Olette just not able to really plant off that foot, but will be on the hook for both base runners. So we're getting a signal from the head umpire. So major pitching change here. Not the one the head coach Aaron Manucci wanted to have, especially on senior night. So Olette's night is done. Iannetta will step in, and he's already in a jam. Runners at first and second, 1 out. 1-0 count to Gorman, excuse me. Iannetta's pitch in there for a strike. Olette had a really tough time locating pitches, finding the zone, settled in a little bit, and then unfortunately got hurt on the release. That one's going to be hit. Popped up. Darmody takes a step back in the gap. Going to be a tough play. Darmody calls off McDermott, who didn't hear him, and crashes into him. McDermott's got to get out of the way. You have the outfielder. He has the right call. We saw McDermott do that a couple times in last week's game, excuse me, colliding with Darmody. You could hear the call. Molly, you just got to be able to, you got to just tuck tail and run. So a very crucial out for Iannetta. And he's willing to do that. That one's in there for a strike, 0-1. Iannetta's really become the ace of this Watertown rotation. They're very thin, have a lot of young players, have to rely on a variety of different options. That curveball's in there for a strike, 0-2. Good combination. And Lepler's finds himself in the position where he's got to protect the plate. Fastball down in the dirt. Smart idea. Runner's going to advance to third. And he's going to get in there. Heads up, base running by McGuire. Makes up for his previous mistake of not tagging. And that's going to be a stolen base. And it's going to be another obvious stolen base situation. Look for Crovo. Will probably be going relatively soon. As whenever you have runners on the corners, you always want to send the right first base. You can get a throw, overthrow, get a pickle. Slider, that one's going to be outside. So even count now at 2-2. The payoff pitch, that one's going to be hit. Up to Hatfield, makes a play, throws over the first. Iannetta gets Watertown out of a jam. He had runners at first and second, and 1 out, records 2 outs. Great way to come in there in the clutch, and a phenomenal play made by Hatfield up the middle. Watertown does allow a run, could have been much more. We'll be right back, bottom of the first inning on senior night. Don't go anywhere. Bottom of the first inning, Watertown will send Sara, Iannetta, and Cook up to the plate. They'll be facing McSorley, one of the best pitchers in Melrose's rotation. Tall righty, has a great velocity on that fastball. Will mix in the breaking ball and change up occasionally. And here's Ruben Sara. Fouls up that first pitch. So going back to the top of the first inning, things look bleak for Watertown. Runners at first and second. Olette got hurt. Iannetta comes in relief duty and gets 2 clutch outs. Gets Watertown out of a jam. McSorley cannot locate that one, even at 1-1. All fastballs here. That one's going to be hit. That one's going to be popped up. Lepler's going to try to get underneath it, and that one's going to fall. Foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sara gets another opportunity and a second life. One of 6 seniors in this Watertown lineup. All 6 are playing tonight except for Olette, who got pulled And that's going to be strike 3. Sara got fooled on that one. It's kind of funny if you look at Crovo. Crovo already got out of his stance. He knew it was going to be strike 3 halfway through that pitch being thrown. So a backwards K. First strikeout of the night for McSorley, who we saw last year put on a pitching performance. And that one's bounced off the umpire to Iannetta, the Watertown captain. Had an up and down year. Has probably been their most consistent player. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's going to be hit up the middle. Morrissey's there, throws to first. And that's going to be in time for the second out. Morrissey had to gun that over there as Iannetta was bearing down the line. But it got it in time. You can see it was deep into second place territory. Iannetta has wheels, and that one was very close. Umpire had the best view of all, beat him by half a step. First pitch to Cook, thrown over the first, and that's going to be a 1-2-3 first inning. Watertown goes down in order. We'll be right back, top of the second. Watertown's going to need to keep up the defensive play, get the bats going if they want to get back in this game. Raiders trail by 1 on senior night. We'll be back. Melrose leads 1-0. It will be Morrissey, Robertson, and Wickerson to finish the lineup as that first pitch is going to be hit. McDermott camps underneath it. First pitch, first out for Iannetta to start the second inning. It'll be Robertson and Wickerson. Robertson playing first base, Wickerson playing short. Those two linked up to get the last out of the top of the first, or excuse me, bottom of the first inning for Watertown. Iannetta wasting no time. Throws that one there in for a strike. I like watching Iannetta pitch. He's aggressive, throws strikes, which is a plus, and goes after hitters. As that curveball is down in the dirt, made Robertson look foolish on that swing. Poor plate discipline. But when you're throwing a lot of strikes, you got to be able to swing at stuff. 1-2. That one goes off Cook. And correction, now it will be 1-2. 0-2 pitch, especially when you have such a big swing and a miss on the one prior. I probably would have gone up high with a high fastball. See if you would try to chase at that as well. Curveball in there, strike 3. Robertson had no chance at that one. And 2 very, very fast outs. Let's watch it again. Curveball. And just didn't look comfortable on that one. He's put so much weight on his front foot. He's out and ahead of it. When you have a curveball, what you want to do is you want to put a lot of weight on your back foot, so therefore you stay back, you can get a good swing on it. First pitch is in there for a strike. Iannetta working quickly. 0-1 pitch. Fastball. Wickerson thought about swinging at it, held off. Even count now at 1-1. Iannetta bounces that one off the ground to Brennan Cook. 2-1 is your count. Iannetta going from the full windup. Throws that one in there for a strike. Even count, 2-2. Tough location, outside black, underneath the right kneecap. You're really going to have to reach and try to get the bat on the ball on that one, so that's a great location. And got him swinging. Strike 3, 1-2-3 inning for McDermott that falls to 1-2-3 inning for McSorley. Things are moving quickly here. We'll be right back, bottom of the second inning. Let's see if Watertown can get the bats alive. We're back, bottom of the second inning. Watertown trails Melrose 1-0. It will be Hatfield, Ouellette, and Darmody to face McSorley. First pitch is high. You can just hear the glove pop, which means he has a little bit of velocity on that fastball. That one's in there for a strike. Even count now, 1-1. That one's gonna be hit fouled back into the stands area over here in the press box. 1-2. Hatfield falls behind McSorley. McSorley gets the sign from Crovo. Look for a curveball and away, and he goes to the fastball outside Black. Nothing you can do about that. Strike 3. Second strikeout of the evening for McSorley. Second strikeout looking. Let's watch this placement. I think it might have been a little bit outside. Good job by Crovo to frame that. And that pitch is going to be outside. So Pedro Benitez coming up to the plate for Ouellette. And he will be taking the place in center field for McDermott, who had to come in for relief duty pretty much for the start. So Benitez will be activated off the bench. He's even at 1-1. McSorley looks on. Crovo gets the sign from the dugout. So interesting. That one's going to be hit up the middle. Gets by McSorley. Throws over to Morris. He throws to first. And gets him in time. McSorley should have made that play. That was routinely hit up the middle. However, good job by Morrissey to back that one up. So Crovo is not calling his own game. I've noticed that. He's getting the signs from the dugout. And that one's going to be low. One of the disadvantages of that, especially from personal experience, whenever I had a catcher, a lot of times they'd be reading the stance of the batter in the box. If they're up front, really aggressive, that means they're going to be expecting the fastball, come in with a curveball. That one's fouled back. However, if they're very relaxed, they're kind of waiting back, putting the weight in their back foot, that means they're expecting curve. You come in with a high fastball, or you come in with some velocity and inside fastball, you can fool them. So he's getting the signs. You can see he looks over. And that one's going to be out of play. So 2-1 now. Now he's actually calling his own pitches. So apparently he's just getting, in specialty ones, he's able to call his own. That one's a little wild. 3-1. So McSorley working very quickly. 5 Watertown batters have come up to plate, and 5 have been sent back to the dugout in succession. That one's going to be hit. Gets through McSorley's legs, and that's going to be in there for a hit. First base runner of the day for Watertown. As Darmody gets a hit, he's had the hot bat as of late. And now it'll be McDermott, and if McDermott's able to get on, McCall will be behind him. That one's hit directly up the middle. That one McSorley didn't really have a play at. Going to give him a break for that one. So McSorley looking on to first base. Darmody taking about a 3.5, 4-step lead. Throws fastball. That one's going to be high out of the zone. 1-0. One no pitch on its way. That's going to be in there for a strike, even at 1-1. So Darmody's at first base. He's singled. McSorley looks over the first. Really just worried about the batter. Inside fastball swung on and missed. However, Crovo's not able to locate it. So that's going to be a pass ball as Darmody's going to advance to second base. McSorley is not really worried about the batters. He hasn't thrown over the first base. Really just trying to get the last out of the inning. Winds up, throws, fastball. That one's high. So even count now at 2-2. McSorley looking on the second base, gets the sign from Crovo, comes home, strike 3. That's going to be another quick inning as Watertown, 2 batters are striking out looking, got to protect the plate. Watertown strands 1, Melrose still has a 1-0 lead. We'll be right back. Top of the 3rd inning. And it's going to be the top of the lineup for Melrose. McDonough, McGuire, and Crovo. Iannetta winds up, throws. That one's going to be low, 1-0. McDonough gone on by a walk and scored his first time up. And that pitch is going to be the same location, 2-0. Iannetta getting behind in this at-bat. Goes for the windup, throws. That one's going to be in there for a strike. 2-1. Iannetta has done a marvelous job in relief duty so far. David Olette only went a third of an inning. Had to get pulled due to injury. Started off by walking 2 batters. Crovo got an RBI single. And he did record an out. It was a pop fly to center field, and that Iannetta made. And that one's going to be hit. Iannetta gets it, throws, going to roll it over to Sara. Took his time with it, but it's going to be in time. That's your 1-3 put out. Yeah, so it's interesting that all 3 outs recorded in the first inning were made by Iannetta, as he was able to catch a pop fly and then was on the mound for the next 2. So here's McGuire. He walked his first time up, was stranded at third base, swings at the first pitch and fouls it off the backstop. 0-1. The first time that Iannetta is going to be able to face the top of the lineup. Gets the sign from Cook. Nods his head. Goes from the full windup. 0-1 pitch. Curveball's up the middle. Hit to Iannetta again. Making all the plays for Watertown. 2 straight putouts. And that's 2 quick outs. Sun's starting to go down. Do see a couple menacing rain clouds, but they look like they're not coming our way, which is good. We've had enough rain for pretty much the last of the entire summer in the last 3 weeks. As that pitch is going to be high out of the zone. Umpire keeping a consistent strike zone. Low and away. He will call that up above the chest. Not going to get that as well. So at least it's staying consistent. That one's going to be hit. And hit well. DeRocha's trying to get a lead on it. He cannot. That's going to be at least an extra base hit. Rounding third. Correction, rounding second will stop at second base. Crovo does not have the wheels. And that's going to be a double. So Crovo, 2 for 2 on the day with a single and a double. Has the only RBI. And has done a great job at the plate for Melrose. Swings out the first pitch. High fastball got him chasing. Gorman fly it out to Darmody in right field his first time up. Has a runner in scoring position. Ionetta's curveball is going to be in there for a strike. Thought that was a little high, but he's going to get the benefit of the doubt. Oh, 2 pitch in the dirt. So 1-2. Krovo's at second base. Krovo's at second base. 1-2 pitch. Did the same thing again. Bounced it to Brennan Cook behind the plate. 2-2 now. Usually in the 2-2 count, you want to throw your best pitch that you can locate for a strike. Whether it's the curveball, fastball, even the changeup. You want to throw whatever you got going for you. And that one's going to be hit. Hatfield makes a play. Cannot convert the throw. That's probably going to be classified as a hit. It would have been a very tough play for Hatfield to make. So now runner is on the corner for Melrose as Ionetta finds himself in a jam. Gorman comes up to the plate now after 2 quick outs. Melrose starting to get things heating up here in the top of the third. It was 2 straight putouts. Ball hit right up the middle to Ionetta. He was able to throw over the first base. Now having a tough time getting out of this inning. Runners at first and third. Even count now at 1-1. Thought it was 2-0, but the first pitch was called a strike. Swung on, foul to the backstop, 1-2. So there's a force at second base and first. A hit will drive in a run. Ionetta looks on to Cook. Looks to third base. Payoff pitch swung on and missed. Cook tags the batter, so Ionetta gets out of the inning. He's got things going here. We'll be right back. Bottom of the third inning. We'll see if Watertown can try to get to McSorley and get some runners on and get back in this game. We'll be right back after this. So we're back. Bottom of the third inning. We just had to wait for Krovo to get his gear on. That was why we had a little bit of a delay, but now we're going to start. So it's going to be McCall, Fendetti, and top of the lineup for Watertown here. McSorley gets the call from Krovo. First pitch in there for a strike. Just been a machine on the first pitch strike, just drilling the strike zone, which is both fun to watch, call, tough to play against though, as he bounces that one off the dirt, even at 1-1. One pitch, that's going to be in there for a strike. 1 ball, two strikes. McCall falls behind, have to protect the plate, swinging at anything close here. Gets the sign from Krovo. Goes in the wind-up, throws, fastball down in the dirt. 4 straight fastballs to McCall. 2-2 pitch. That one's going to be in the dirt as well, so might be losing McCall a little bit. Full count now. Sorry, look. Throws. That one's going to be fouled back. Sola gets to it, throws to first base for the routine play. The pitchers have been very active off the mound. We've seen a lot of 1-3s on the scorebook. McSorley has had a couple opportunities to make a play. Iannetta had 2 putouts in the last inning, and just a routine play, throws over the first base. Just means a lot of hitters are getting solid contact. That pitch is going to be fouled off to Fendetti. One of 6 seniors on this Raider team, playing third base today for Watertown. McSorley working quickly. Misses. Wow, they're going to give him the call. That was low and out of the zone. Umpire gives him the benefit of the doubt. So 0-2. And make it strike 3. That's the third looking strikeout. Fendetti, you have to protect the plate. And that's going to be the second out of the inning. So Sara, Hatfield, and Fendetti, correction, and McDermott. So all 4 of his strikeouts have been looking. Sorry, we're going to get some redemption here. Swings at the first pitch. Pops that one up. Gorman camps underneath. It makes the out, so 3 quick outs. 1-2-3 inning. We'll be right back. Top of the 4th inning. It's Raiders Baseball on WCA TV. Top of the 4th inning we go. Watertown trails Melrose 1-0. Lepler, Morrissey, and Robertson will come up in this inning to face Iannetta, who came on in the first inning to relieve an injured David Ouellette. That pitch is going to be fouled back. So Lepler grounded out the shortstop his first time up. 0-1 pitch on its way. That's going to be fouled back. Darmody's going to run. That's going to fall into the stands. Someone gets a souvenir that they're going to have to throw back. So 0-2. That one's going to be hit. Darmody's going to make a run for. That one's going to be fouled as well. So we're going to keep the count at no balls and 2 strikes. A lot of fastballs here. Want to see if Iannetta might want to mix in that curveball. Try to get him on his heels. Cook winding up for it, and he gets him to go. Swung on. They're going to ask if he fouled it off. He did not. Or if he didn't go, he absolutely went. So that's going to be a strikeout. The 4th strikeout of the evening for Chris Iannetta, who has done a marvelous job in relief duty. So Morrissey popped up to Nick McDermott at second base, his first time up. First pitch on its way. That's going to be low. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. One-0 pitch. Hit, and he got a lot of that one. Just hit it directly at Benitez, who camps underneath it, makes the out. That one's in the gap. That's getting at least 2 bases. Luckily, it's hit directly at Benitez. And that's going to be the second out of the inning. Dylan Robertson will come up to the plate now. Did not look comfortable at all facing breaking balls from Nick McDermott. Was a strikeout victim his first time up. And McDermott goes with the fastball in there for a strike. Oh, 1 pitch on its way. That's going to be low. Even count now, 1-1. Melrose, his only run was scored off David Ouellette. Wind up. Throws. That one's going to be outside black. 1-2 now. Both pitchers really love going to that outside pitch. Right kneecap, very tough to hit. 1-2 pitch on its way. Curveball in the dirt. Robertson does a good job of laying off on that one. Even at 2-2. McDermott gets a sign from Cook. Might be a fastball here. Goes to the windup. Goes to the curve again. And it's going to be a full count. You know what? I like the strategy. He looked so foolish in the first at-bat on the curveball. Might as well go with it again. 3-2 pitch on its way. And that's going to be ball 4. First walk of the night for McDermott, or excuse me, for Iannetta. And here's Wickerson, strikeout victim in the 3rd inning. Struck out to end, actually correction, the 2nd inning. Struck out to end the 2nd inning. As that first pitch is going to be low, bounce it off the plate. 1-0 is your count. So Robertson's at first on the walk. That one's going to be hit. Darmody's going to make a line for it. That's going to be a foul ball. So we had a little bit of rain earlier today, so you hit a ball in the gap, it's going to absolutely fly on this artificial turf. But because of the fact we had artificial turf is the reason why this game was still going to be able to get underway. You try to go with the traditional dirt and grass field, they would have absolutely not been able to get this game in this field ready to go. Runner's going to go as Iannetta goes from the full windup. And that one's going to be high for 2-1. So a little bit of a mental lapse from Chris Iannetta. 2-1 count. That one's going to be low. So Iannetta having a tough time locating pitches. 3-1. Do you not want to walk back-to-back batters, especially at the bottom of the lineup? Iannetta throws, and that's going to be ball 4. So back-to-back walks. And here's McDonough in the top of the lineup here from Melrose. Runners at first and second. Iannetta looks on to second base, comes home. First pitch, that's going to be outside. So the wheels have fallen off a little bit for Iannetta after pretty much breezing through this game. Finds himself in the jam, and it's all self-inflicted, similar to the position that he took over this game. First and second, and that one's going to be outside. So it's 5 straight balls for Iannetta. 2-0 is the count to McDonough. 2-0 pitch on its way. That's in there for a strike. Big pitch there. All it takes is 1. McDonough 0 for 1 on the day. Walked in the first, scored in the first. And that one's going to be low. 3-1. Second time up. Grounded out to Iannetta, who's fielding the position. Threw over the first base for an easy out. So 3-1 now. You do not want to walk the bases loaded. And that's going to be in there for a strike. McDonough thought that was going to be ball 4. He's not really looking to get on for a hit. Was trying to get on with a walk. Big pitch here. There, runners at first and second. Full count. Pitch is on his way, and that's going to be hit. Benitez gets underneath it and makes the catch on the run. Big put out there. Runners at first and second, but McDonough is not able to bring him in. So Iannetta gets out of a jam. We have a little bit of a pitcher's duel going on here. We'll be right back, bottom of the 4th inning. Raiders trail by 1. Bottom 4 here at Victory Field. Watertown trails 1-0. Have a little bit of a pitcher's duel going on here. We're actually going to have both pitchers facing each other. As McSorley will be facing Ionetta. Ionetta's 0 for 1 on the day. And that pitch is going to be high. So 1-0. McSorley gets the call from Crovo. That pitch is going to be fouled back against the backstop. Even count now at 1-1. Ionetta came in relief duty. And actually, umpire is going to have a quick chat with McSorley. Probably talking about his pace of play. He's working very quickly. And actually, now they're going to have a quick conversation with the athletic trainer. Not sure what that's about. So apparently the count is 0-1. Gets a sign from Crovo. That's going to be in there for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. McSorley missed his spot a little bit as Crovo wanted to get on the outside black and ended up coming up down the middle. Would have been a great pitch. And actually, correction, umpire said 1-1, so the scorekeeper is wrong. That one's going to be hit, and that's going to line in there for a single. Ionetta gets on for a leadoff hit. And that's the second base runner of the evening for Watertown. We're in the 4th inning. So a leadoff hit for Ionetta, who will definitely be looking to test the arm of Crovo behind the plate. Ionetta is very fast. And here's Brendan Cook, who had a hard hit ball, and that pickoff attempt gets behind the first baseman. It was a very lazy pickoff attempt by McSorley. Just kind of sidearmed it and threw it behind the plate. So that's going to be on him. Ionetta will absolutely take that free base. A very, very lazy pickoff attempt. And that's what you get. Ionetta trying to steal third. And he gets in there in time. So Ionetta goes from first to third. And Watertown has a runner in scoring position. Brennan Cook was winding around like he was going to try to bunt. Almost hit him there with that pitch. So 2-0, McSorley falling behind. 2-0 pitch. That one's going to be in there for a strike. 2-1, great location. Good bounce back pitch. So McSorley gets a sign from Crovo. He works very quickly on the mound. Swing and a miss. That one was low and out of the zone. Brennan Cook with an uppercut-like swing. And now it's going to be an even count. 2-2 pitch on its way. That one's going to be hit. And that gets in there for a hit. Runner's going to try to advance to second base, so this game is evened up. Not sure if that went under the glove of Lepler. But Watertown, who has just absolutely struggled to score runs the entire season, able to get one there. And then Cook doing a good job advancing to second base. So Watertown really able to get to McSorley in this inning. All because of Chris Ionetta, who got on with a hit. That pitch is in there for a strike. No, we called it a ball. Actually, I'm sorry. Should have been called a strike. That's right down the middle. So this game's even at 1 apiece. Watertown with some clutch hitting. And they still could have someone going here. That one's going to be hit, and that one's going to line in there for a single. Cook's not going to be waved around third base. And Watertown, the bats have come alive. So Cook's at third base. Hatfield's at first. 3 straight hits. And the wheels have come off from McSorley, who had pitched a phenomenal game up until this point. Excuse me. Watertown had scored 6 runs in their last 5 games. Able to get a run here, and they are not done. They have runners at first and third. No outs in the inning. Melrose in double play position. McSorley gets that one in there for a strike. Has completely abandoned the breaking ball. Has thrown all fastballs. Has become very predictable. And Watertown's taking advantage. Big swing and a big miss there for Pedro Benitez, who made the great play in center field to end the top of the 4th inning. Runner's gonna go. Benitez swings on. The throw from Crovo was almost wild. Morrissey had to jump up and get that. But Watertown does have an out, as that's going to be strike 3. So now it's going to be Darmody, one of the hottest bats in the Raiders lineups the last couple games. Might not show it on the stat sheet, but he's had a lot of loud outs, just hitting it at people. One of the right persons you want to have batting up, as that one's fouled off the inside cork of the bat. So Darmody's definitely had a hot hand at the plate. It's been seeing the ball very well. Inside fastball just kind of got him jammed up. So 0-1 is the count. That one gets behind Crovo. And a run's going to score. Watertown takes the lead after being pretty much dominated the entire game. Able to string a couple runs together. And McSorley has completely lost control. That one wasn't close, just almost two hopped it to the plate. And that's going to be strike 3 on Darmody. But not before Watertown's able to get 2 runs, so 2 outs in the inning. Nick McDermott will come up. And Watertown does have a runner at third base as Hatfield had advanced to third on the pass ball. So a big bottom of the 4th inning here for Watertown. Solely looks on for Crovo. That one's going to be hit, and that's going to line in there for a single. Watertown gets 3 runs. And on senior night, the seniors are coming in. McDermott with the big RBI. And the lead balloons to 3. The biggest offensive inning for Watertown in the last couple games, probably the last couple weeks. So he winds up, throws. That one's going to be hit. And that's going to line in there for a single. Watertown's completely dialed in at the plate. 1 run's going to score. McCall will stay at second base. 4 runs for Watertown. McDermott will advance all the way from first base. McCall will still be at second, so this inning is not done by any means necessary. 4 runs here. And we might have to get a pitching change from Melrose. McSorley just completely lost control. I mean, he's just throwing fastballs. Just Watertown just able to kind of get a line on that. Didn't mix up any of the breaking balls. Was afraid to throw it. And just made him very predictable after being completely dominant for the first 3 innings. And it looks like he's going to stay on the mound. Just going to be a quick pitcher's visit. So it's not been the inning that McSorley expected. Ionetta got it all started with a hit, and he came around to score after he stole second and third. And now here's Ben Fendetti. That one's going to be fouled off his right knee. Melrose being very aggressive at the plate now. Or excuse me, Watertown being very aggressive at the plate. Swinging at a lot of first pitch strikes, which usually are the best pitch to hit. That one's going to be in there for a strike. So Fendetti falls behind 0-2. Has had a very difficult year at the plate. Does have some speed. So an infield single will be tough. And that's going to be high. Good play discipline. 1-2 is your count. That one's going to be hit, fouled off as well. Good job by Fendetti to stay alive in this at-bat. You have 2 strikes, have to protect the plate. That one's going to be hit, fouled off again. Good at-bat. Fendetti staying alive. 6 pitches in the at-bat. 1-2 pitch on its way, and he almost hit him. Two pitch, strike 3. Fendetti goes down, but not before Watertown puts on 4 runs. They take the lead 4-1 on senior night. Right back, top of the 5th inning. We'll see if Chris Iannetta can keep his strong pitching performance on the mound rolling. We'll be right back after this. And we're back, top of the 5th inning. Watertown leads 4-1 after a big bottom 4. They had 4 runs in that inning, so Chris Iannetta has had a strong pitching performance. Has gone 4 in the 3rd innings in relief duty. First pitch is outside for a ball. So it'll be McGuire, Crovo, and Kelly, the heart of the Melrose lineup. Second pitch is going to be outside, 2-0. 2-0 pitch on its way. That's in there for a strike. Iannetta is trying to battle back. 2-1 is your count. Bounces that one off the plate. That's going to be 3-1. So Iannetta getting behind McGuire, who's 0 for 1 on the day with a walk. And that's in there for a strike. Full count. Would have been a great pitch to hit from McGuire. First 2 leadoff hitters just very tentative at the plate, looking to get on via base hit. 3-2 now. Got to swing anything close, and that's not close. That's going to be ball 4. So first runner on as a walk. Similar to last inning. So here's Crovo, 2 for 2 on the day. The hottest bat in the Melrose lineup. Iannetta looks on to first. That one's in there for a strike. Big first pitch strike. So Iannetta has been really good from the stretch today as well with runners on. First came on with runners at first and second, able to get 2 outs. Brendan Cook throws to first base. Sorry, able to get that one. Runner gets back in time. Love the aggressiveness of Brendan Cook behind the plate. Not afraid to throw it down to first base. So even count now, 1-1. Iannetta gets a sign from Cook. Looks over the first. Comes home. That's going to be outside. 2-1 count. Watertown has a 3-run lead, piled on 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. And that's going to be high. So Ionetta just having a tough time with the location to start this inning. We do have a little bit of fog rolling in. And that one's going to be hit. Back to Ionetta. Throws to second base. See if Watertown can turn too. Late turn by McDermott. Had plenty of time. Cannot convert it. Yes, we do have a little bit of fog coming in. Rolling in through, looks like about center field. A little misty aura around here. So unfortunately, might have a little bit of obstructed view from our camera. But we'll keep you updated on that. That one's going to be in there for a strike. So McGuire is still going to be at first base. Or correction, I'm sorry. It's going to be Crovo at first base. McGuire went down on the fielder's choice. That one's going to be hit. Benitez tries to get to it. That one's going to be in the gap. 1 run's going to score. Rounding second base. And he's going to be held up at third. That's a stand-up triple for Harry Kelly. So Melrose gets a run back. Trying to have an offensive inning similar to Watertown's. And now Gorman will come up to the plate 0 for 2. Struck out his last time up. That pitch is going to be high. And we're going to have a quick timeout as Cook and Aaron Manuka going to come out to talk to Ionetta, try to settle him down a little bit, talk strategy. A little bit of a rough patch here for Ionetta. He's not out of it yet. He does have 1 out in the inning. Runners at third base. Stand-up triple. That ball was just hitting the gap. Was about 10 yards over Benitez's head. And when you have turf like that, that thing's going to roll a little bit. So runners still at third base. Top of the 5th inning. Melrose trying to mount a comeback. Already have scored 1 out in the inning. Have a runner in scoring position. Ionetta looks on. Gets the sign from Cook. Throws home. That one's going to be hit. Fouled back. Even count at 1-1 to Gorman. 1-1 pitch on its way. That's going to be in there for a strike. 1-2 is your count. Ionetta going from the stretch. Slide step Holmes. That one's going to be hit. Great play made, and the throw, is it going to be in time? They're going to say it was not. It's going to be safe. So great effort by Gorman to get down the line. Throw was just not in time. What could have been a routine out leads to an infield hit. So now 2 runners on for Lepler. Swings at the first pitch. No balls, 1 strike. Runners on the corner here. We'll keep an eye out for Gorman. They might not want to elect to steal because Cook does have a cannon behind the plate. Runner's going to go. Cook's throw down. They're going to do a cutoff. Kelly was not fooled. He did not advance or wasn't thinking about advancing home. So now 2 runners in scoring position. 0-2 count to Lepler. And that one's going to be off Cook. Runner's not going to advance. Tried to go with the curveball there. Didn't control it. Would have been a dangerous play. So Melrose with 2 runners on. Ionetta going from the stretch. Throws. That one's going to be hit. and that's going to be in there for a hit. 1 run's going to score. Runner come around from third base, cut off from Sara. So 2 runs, and just like that, Melrose comes back, ties this game up. And just when we thought we had a pitcher's duel, both pitchers allow 3 runs or more in back-to-back sequences. And there's still 1 out in the inning. Melrose could be looking to add more. So an opportunistic hit from Lepler brings in 2. That one's going to be hit, popped up. Sara coming near the stands, trying to make the play, and he can't. That's going to be out of play. No balls, 1 strike to start the at-bat to Morrissey. So Lepler with it. Clutch 2-run single. And this game is opened up for both sides now. What we thought was a pitcher's duel has turned into an offensive showing. That outside pitch is going to be not called a strike. Thought that one was close, though. Should have been 1-1. Ionetta trying to work quickly. Gets a sign from Cook. 1-1 pitch on its way. That one's going to be hit. And that's going to be just foul. Morrissey got totally jammed on that pitch. And Ionetta goes ahead at 1-2. Don't be afraid to throw the curveball here, especially if you have confidence in locating it. And they're going to do. That one's going to be hit up the middle. Hatfield throws on to McDermott. Throws to first. That's not going to be in time. Sara dropped the ball, but the runner will not advance. So instead of electing to toss it to McDermott, Hatfield wanted to take it himself through to first base. However, Lepler had enough time. Or correction, Morrissey had to probably beat that by 3-4 steps. So now Robertson will come up to the plate. As see more fog is rolling in. Runner's going to go. Cook throws down to second base. That's not going to be in time. Runner's going to advance to third base. Wild throw for Benitez, however. Fandeta's able to come down and cover the ground. So Morrissey able to advance to third, and now Robertson has a chance to give Melrose the lead. Both teams scoring 6 runs in back-to-back half innings. That one's fouled back. Even count now at 1-1. Morrissey's at third. That pitch in the dirt. Cook does a good job blocking it. 2-1 is your count now. Swung on the high fastball. Horrible plate discipline. Ionetta will take that all day. Even count at 2-2. The payoff pitch on its way. And that's going to be high, so it's a full count now to Robertson, who's 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout and a walk. 3-2 pitch. Strike 3. Ionetta gets the third out, not before Melrose ties the game up with 3 runs. It's become an offensive showcase here at Victory Field. We'll be right back, bottom of the 5th inning. Even ball game at 4. Bottom fifth here, tied at 4. Melrose able to get 3 runs in the top of the 5th inning after allowing 3 runs in the bottom. That one's going to be hit in the air, and that's going to be grabbed by Gorman. First pitch, first out. Ionetta being very aggressive at the, Ruben Sar being very aggressive at the plate. Watertown almost batted around in order as Ionetta led off the bottom of the 4th inning. Here he is in the bottom of the 5th. Pitch is going to be low. 1-0. McSorley goes from the windup. That one's going to be in there for a strike. Even count now, 1-1. Melrose electing to keep McSorley in the game. Outside Black. That one close pitch. Doesn't get the benefit of the doubt. 2-1 to the captain. That one's going to be hit and fouled back. See Lepler doing a little bit of dance at third base. He's happy that one's foul. So even at 2-2, McSorley goes from the windup. Inside fastball. Had to push Ionetta off the plate a little bit. Full count. Ionetta comes right back. 3-2. That one's going to be hit and fouled back. As a pitcher, you hate that. 3-2, throw a good pitch, and they just foul it off. But Ionetta doing whatever it takes to stay alive in the at-bat. Waiting for a good pitch to hit and wants to drive it. That one's going to be hit up the middle. McSorley trying to get to it. Morrissey throws to first, gets the second out of the inning. So McSorley looks like he's kind of calmed down a little bit, gathered himself. Here's Brennan Cook. RBI double. Last time he faced McSorley. Goes from the windup. Wheels, deals, high fastball. That one's going to be outside the zone, 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes. Crovo giving the sign. Fastball coming here again. And that one's going to be in the dirt. So missed high, missed low. Somewhere in between is probably where he's aiming for. Two-two pitch, or excuse me, 2-0 pitch is in there for a strike. Strike 1 to Brennan Cook. 1 for 2 on the day. Grounded out to short's time his first time up. And as I said earlier, as he swings at that pitch, an RBI double his second time up. So even count now. McSorley doing a good job battling back. Senior night here at Victory Field. Great game. Tied at 4. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 as they throw down to first base just in case. So after allowing 4 runs, McSorley calmed down, gets a 1-2-3 bottom of the 5th inning. We'll be right back for the top of the 6th. Great game here at Victory Field. Don't go anywhere. We're back, top of the 6th inning, tied at 4 apiece. It's going to be Wickerson, McDonough, and McGuire coming up in this inning. Watertown was able to get 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th and then allowed 3 runs. And that one's going to be hit up the middle. McDermott gets it, throws to Sara, routine play, gets the out. 1 pitch, 1 out. It'll be interesting if things go back to normal. First 4 innings, we'll say 3.5 innings were just a pitcher's duel. And then the bottom of the 4th, top of the 5th, both pitchers just kind of lost it. And what McSorley was able to battle back with a 1-2-3 inning. Let's see if Ionetta can do the same. McDermott was the one who made the play to get the first out of the inning. Top 6 here in the home stretch of this game on senior night. Ionetta throws. That one's going to be low, I guess. 2-0. Pitch. That's going to be in there for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. So Wickerson, 1 for 3 on the day. Bat's going to be low. 3-1 is your count. Payoff pitch is going to be high, so a leadoff walk. Not a leadoff walk, I'm sorry. The top of the order gets a walk, and they have McDonough's on base, similar to what he was in the first inning. He came around the score. So then it's going to be McGuire, and then if so, Crovo will be able to get on. So we're going to have a quick coaches meeting at the rubber. Cook came out. Ionetta came out. Did not know we're going to get a pitching change. We'll be right back after this. Nope, just lied to you. We're going to stay with it. So 1 out in the inning. Top of the order here for Melrose. One of the things I've noticed definitely from McGuire and McDonough, they have great plate discipline. A little reluctant to swing the bat. They do have a lot of speed, so I wonder if that's what they're probably talking about. Maybe a pickoff attempt. Runner's going to go. Lay down the bunt. It looked like he initially popped it up, but fouled it off. You got to lay down the bunt. I mean, nothing will drive a coach more angry or wild than not laying down a bunt or missing a sign. Got to do it. So Watertown does get a break as McGuire had a fantastic jump, and he's going to go anyway. Bunt's laid down. Could be a tough one. Cooks come out to cover. Throws to first. Runner's going to advance to third base. Heads up. Base running by McDonough. He went first to third on the bunt as nobody was covering third base. So a brain fart there from Fandetti. Heads up. Base running by McDonough. Just put on the wheels. So a sacrifice bunt by McGuire. And that leaves a runner in scoring position for Crovo, who is 3 for 3 on the day. Curveball in there for Ionetta. Wanted it to call a strike. He's not happy with the home plate umpire. And I was prepared to make that call as well. So 1-0 on what should have been a strike. That was a great pitch. Tries to go with the curveball again. Can't locate it. He's falling behind at 2 balls, no strikes. Probably not the end of the world. If you wanted to walk Crovo, then you could have a force at second base. He's been the hottest bat for Melrose. And that one's going to be hit. And Hatfield does not make the play. Run's going to score. Melrose takes the lead. And like I said, the hottest bat in Melrose's lineup comes up big again. RBI single. And gives Melrose the lead in the top of the 6th inning. And another big bat. Harry Kelly had a stand-up triple last time up. First pitch in there for a strike. 0-1. Crovo and Kelly have just been dominant in this game. Kelly's 2 for 3 on the day. 0-1 pitch. That one's going to be hit. And that's going to be in there for a single. Crovo's not going to advance. Kelly gets on. The rally stays alive. First and second for Melrose. So Kelly will advance to 3 for 4 on the day. And Gorman will come up, but not before we're going to have, looks like we're going to have a pitching change here for Watertown. Hatfield will come on in relief duty. Top of the 6th inning, Melrose tallied on a run, not done yet. We'll be right back after this. So Chris Hatfield will replace Iannetta on the mound. It appears that Iannetta will be playing shortstop. So the third position for Iannetta today. Hatfield finds himself in a tough situation, relief duty. And that one's going to be popped up. Darmody camps underneath it. Hatfield does his job, gets Watertown out of a jam, not before Melrose takes the lead, gets a run, and they have a 1-run lead. We'll be right back. Bottom of the 6th inning. Great game here at Victory Field. Don't want to go anywhere. It's Raiders Baseball on WCA TV. Bottom 6 here. Watertown finds themselves down a run, up and down game. Fun one to watch, definitely fun one to commentate on. Hatfield, Benitez, and Darmody coming up for Watertown. First pitch, McSorley finding the groove in there for a strike. 0-1 pitch on its way. Low fastball swung on and missed. No balls, 2 strikes. Hatfield finds himself quickly down in the count. And that's going to be high. Fastball was close. McSorley not really looking to waste the pitch, just trying to fool him on that. 1-2 pitch on its way. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts. Cook struck out to end the bottom of the 5th inning. Hatfield strikes out to start the top of the 6th. And it'll be Pedro Benitez. Came in for the injured David Ouellette. Made a couple nice plays in center field. And that one's in there for a strike. 4 straight strikes. 0-1. That one's fouled off. 5 straight strikes. Benitez finds himself quickly behind. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 out in the inning. Oh, 2 pitch on its way. Fastball lays off. Good job there. And that's going to be 0-2. McSorley missing high, missing low. 2-2 pitch. And that's strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts for McSorley. Darmody up to the plate now. Darmody 0 for 1 on the day with a walk. And that's going to be in there for a strike. Actually, correction, 1 for 2. He had the first hit of the day for Watertown. Struck out looking in the bottom of the 4th. That one's going to be low. 1-1 is your count. 1-1 pitch on its way outside. Not going to be close. 2-1 now. 2-1 pitch. Delivered, and that's going to be low. 3-1. McSorley missing high, left, and low. All he's missing is inside. 3-1 is your count. Watertown needs to get all the base runners on they can. 3-2 pitch. That's a good pitch in there for a strike. Full count. Payoff pitch on its way, and that's going to be high. Ball 4. McSorley going to have to go from the stretch. Doesn't really check the runners. He did have a pass ball and a very lazy pickoff attempt. Darmody getting off to a 3.5, 4-step lead. McSorley looking over the first. First pitch inside to Nick McDermott is fouled back. No balls, 1 strike. McSorley looking on, gets the sign from Crovo. Looks to first. Second pitch inside would have hit McDermott. Pickoff attempt. Got back in time. McDermott swung at a pitch that was high and outside the zone. If he kind of just stood there, would have got hit in the shoulder. So a poor pitch to swing at there. McDermott finds himself down 0-2. Almost hit him again. And he did hit him. McSorley losing a little bit of control here after striking out the first 2 batters. Walks Darmody and then hits McDermott when he was down 0-2 in the count. If I'm McCall here, I'm taking a strike. Let's watch it again. Got him at the right shoulder. The pitch before almost hit him as well, but McDermott decided to swing at it. It's a little loss in velocity. That one's in there for what should be a strike. That's not a strike? Okay. Umpire getting a little inconsistent on the call. 1-0. And that's a big strike in there for McSorley. Runners at first and second for McCall. He doubled his last time up. Could be a big at-bat. And that's going to be a balk. So now runners at second and third for Watertown. A hit will definitely drive in one, might drive in the winning run, or the leading run, excuse me. McSorley started off the inning striking out Hatfield and Benitez. Walked Darmody, hit McDermott, and now it's a buck. Big pitch in there for a strike, so 1 ball, 2 strikes. Big opportunity here for McCall. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. McSorley gets out of the jam. Watertown strands 2. We'll be right back for the last inning. Top of the 7th here. Raiders trail a run. Melrose leads 5-4. Top of the 7th inning here at Victory Field. Melrose leads 5-4. Watertown had a golden opportunity. Runners at second and third. Timothy McCall struck out on a high fastball. And now Chris Hatfield coming in for relief duty, looking to just keep Melrose from getting any more insurance runs. First pitch is in there for a strike. Second pitch bounces off home plate to Cody Lepler, who's 1 for 3 on the day, does have 2 RBIs as he drove in Gorman and Kelly. Big swing, big miss, strike 2. Didn't know if Kepler thought that was strike 3. He was walking to the plate, or excuse me, he was walking to first base. So 1-2 is your count. Hatfield going for the windup. 1-2 pitch on its way. That one's going to be hit, popped up. Darmody comes in, makes the grab. Conditions for catching fly balls is very difficult here at Victory Field. Not only do we have a little bit of fog coming in, but underneath the lights, you can lose it in the lights. But Darmody able to grab that one, make the first out of the inning. Has made a lot of plays in right field tonight, been very active. Cannot say the same for DeRocher in left. And here's Morrissey. That pitch is going to be high. Morrissey 1 for 3 on the day. Singled but was stranded at third base his last time up. 1-0 pitch is going to be high as well. 2-0. Hatfield steps off the mound. Now gathers his thoughts. 2-0 pitch. Hatfield gets the sign from Cook. Goes from the windup, pitches on his way. That's in there for a strike. Hatfield came in for 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Had runners at first and third, able to get a key pop fly and battles back in this at-bat. Was down 2-0, evened it up, 2 straight strikes. And a big pitch coming up here. Two-two pitch on its way. That's going to be hit on and fouled back. We're going to do it again. And time's going to be called. So Morrissey will be followed by Robertson. 2-2 pitch on its way. That one's going to be hit. Over to Ionetta, throws to first. Sara has to scoop it, and that's going to be an error. Should have been a routine play. And a poor throw from shortstop, and that's going to be an error, and that gives Melrose life in the inning. Should have just been a routine play at shortstop. Horrible throw, and sorry I had to come off the bag. E6 on the official score sheet. Runner's going to go, or thought he was going to go. Decides to go back to first base as well. So now Robertson and Wickerson. Robertson 0 for 2 on the day with 2 strikeouts. He did walk in the 4th inning. Top of the 7th. Watertown down to 3 outs. Runner's going to go. That one's going to be hit. And that's going to be in there for a single. So runners at first and second, 1 out for Melrose. Chris Hatfield finds himself in a jam. And here's Kevin Wickerson, 0 for 2 on the day as well with a strikeout and a walk. And then it's the top of the lineup. Hatfield lines, delivers. That one's going to be hit. Popped up. Play is going to be made. So 2 outs, big out there for Hatfield. Has even a ground out to probably first base. Might advance a run to third. Nobody advances. A wasted at bat by Wickerson. And now here's Matt McCarthy, top of the lineup. And actually Matt McDonough, who's 0 for 2 on the day with 2 walks. First pitch is going to be high. So McDonough and McGuire have gone on twice. Neither have gone on with a hit. But Crovo and Kelly have 7 hits between them, so you do not want to get to the meat of this Melrose order. As that pitch is going to be wild. The runner's going to advance to second and third. Hatfield finds himself in a jam, also behind in the count, 2-0 to McDonough. Watertown getting signs from their head coach. Hatfield will step back on the mound. See, the fog is continuing to roll in here. So bases are loaded. And here's McGuire. That pitch is going to be outside. 1-0 is your count. Morrissey's at third. Robertson's at second. McDonough's at first. That pitch is going to be outside as well. Looked like it was close. So 2-0 count here to McGuire. And that's a big strike. So the fog is absolutely rolling in heavy here. That one's going to be hit. Back to Hatfield. Throws it to Sara, and Watertown gets out of a jam. Still find themselves down a run. 3 outs left in this ball game. Don't want to go anywhere. Bottom of the 7th. It's Raiders Baseball on WCA TV. So Fendetti, Sara, and Iannetta, as we do have a heavy fog presence. Bent lays down the bunt, as I couldn't lay down that sentence. And it would have been a great opportunity. Fendetti has struggled mightily at the plate tonight. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. It would have been a perfectly opportune time to bunt. I love that thinking of head coach Aaron Manucci and try to get a runner on. Almost hit him again. McSorley is just hot and cold. Sometimes he has location, times he doesn't. That one swung on and missed. Fendetti falls behind 0-2. Melrose leads by 1. Watertown has 3 outs left in this game. Try to tie it up. That one's going to be hit. Over to Lepler. Lepler throws to first. And that's going to be in time. Fendetti was hustling down the line, but a great play by Lepler at third base. First out in the inning, but it's the top of the lineup for the Raiders. Ruben Sara, followed by Chris Iannetta. The 2 best hitters on the Raiders. Hoping to get something going here. McSorley's first pitch is going to be a ball. And Sara gets ahead in the count, 2-0. 2-0 pitch on its way. That's going to be low, so 3-0. McSorley losing Ruben Sara here. And make it 4 straight balls. None of them were close. And now Chris Iannetta, the captain. The right guy you want to have up at the plate at this time. 1 for 3 on the day. Did score the first run of the game for Watertown. And McSorley, 5 straight balls. You can see how heavy the fog's rolling in. Barely can see the third baseman. You hit a ball in the gap, outfielders might not be able to locate it. That one's going to be hit, popped up. This is going to be a tough play. And that one's going to be dropped in the fog. Like I said, brutal play. Wickerson couldn't locate it. And they're going to have a quick team meeting. Runners at first and second for Watertown. Getting a huge assist from the elements, as that's a routine play. However, when you have heavy fog like that, especially underneath the lights, that's a very tough play to make, and that's a very fortunate hop for Watertown. So runners at first and second for Brennan Cook. And that one's going to be outside. McSorley just cannot throw it over the plate sometimes. Big swing, big miss, even count at 1-1. And now the fog has started to rotate, starting to dissipate a little bit. It did its part for Watertown. That one's going to be high. Surprise, Melrose hasn't even tried to get somebody going in the bullpen. McSorley has just had his way and also had some difficulty in innings. That one's going to be hit. Popped up. Great play made by McDonough. Ranging in, lost the hat. And now 2 outs in the inning. Just as the fog started to shift from the outfield to the infield, McDonough had perfect vision on that one. And that's the second out of the inning. Christopher Hatfield up to the plate now. Has 2 runners on. And that goes off the face mask of Crovo. He's a little shaken up. Trainer's going to come out, check on him. He's all right, waves him off. Let's watch it again. Oh, just hits him directly on the face. That's why you wear the face mask. So 0-1 is the count. That's going to be high. McSorley running into a little bit of location problems. Probably should have been out of the inning, but the fog did its part. That one's going to be fouled back as Iannetta popped one up to the shortstop. Just couldn't locate it in the fog. So runners at first and second. Watertown down to its last out. Chris Hatfield falls behind in the count 1-2. And that's going to be hit. Over to Lepler. Throws to first, and that's going to be the ball game. Melrose gets the victory 5-4 on senior night for Watertown. A thrilling game here. Started out pitcher's duel. Offenses caught fire. Melrose able to get some opportunistic hits. Their heart of their lineup, Crovo and Kelly, were absolutely dominant. Iannetta and Hatfield did their part in relief duty. So I want to thank my team, Ashley Hardy, Samantha Dudley, both Johns. I'm Steve Riccardi for Watertown Cable Access, bringing you the doubleheader today. Watertown loses both games, starting out losing boys lacrosse, and then a heartbreaking loss here at Victory Field. We'll see you next week for more games. Have a good night.